Hey YouTube, so by now you're probably familiar with some of the standard 2-card combos for Bird Up. However, I wanted to show some of the different ones that don't use Turquoise Warbler. I'm sure you're very familiar with just how powerful those combos can be, but I wanted to demonstrate how consistent this deck can be by showing how powerful some combos are that don't even start with Warbler. So for this combo, you need Cobalt Sparrow and Where Art Thou or Beryl Canary. Obviously the Where Art Thou just fetches the Beryl Canary. So if you're not running Where Art Thou, no problem. So you start by normal summoning the Cobalt Sparrow. Then you link it away for a Salamangreat Almirage. Next, you activate the Beryl Canary in your hand, targeting the Cobalt Sparrow. Special summon both, and trigger Cobalt Sparrow's effect to search a level 1 winged beast. In this case, you'll search either Sapphire Swallow or Wagtail. The choice that you make here between these two just depends on the other cards in your hand. If there are any other level 1 winged beasts in your hand, you're probably going to go with Sapphire Swallow. So we'll search Sapphire Swallow here. Overlay those two for a Recital Starling. Now we'll activate Recital Starling's effect. Well, you should probably use the Recital Starling to boost your Almirage by 600 first, but it usually won't matter. You can activate Recital Starling's effect now, and keep in mind they cannot affect Veiler or Infinite Impermanence this Starling since you made it using Cobalt Sparrow. Now you'll search the one of the two cards that I mentioned that you didn't previously search, so in this case you'll search Wagtail. Next you'll activate Sapphire Swallow's effect in hand, and you'll special summon it and the Wagtail. You'll activate Wagtail's effect to search a Bird Call. Then you'll overlay those two for a Recital Starling. And again, you can boost the Almirage by 600 here, so it'll be up to 1200. Attach the Wagtail to search a Turquoise Warbler. Next, you go into the F0 and then the Draco Future to play around Nib for the rest of this combo. Now you activate Bird Call, search a card for Followup, most likely a Beryl Canary, and use the second effect of Bird Call to special summon the Turquoise Warbler that's in your hand. On field, you'll use Turquoise Warbler's effect to special summon Sapphire Swallow from your grave. And now this part should be familiar to the standard combo. You'll overlay those two for an Ensemble Robin, trigger Sapphire Swallow's effect to attach one of these two cards to it. We'll attach Beryl Canary, and then we'll use Wagtail's effect to attach itself. So now, although you didn't open with the best starter, the Turquoise Warbler, and although you Xyz locked yourself at the very beginning of your turn, you still ended on a Utopic Future. So one monster negate that's immune to monster destruction, or immune to card effect destruction and battle destruction. 4 bounces that also searches, or that also recurs Followup for you when it hits the grave. You have a card in hand for Followup, and you also have additional protection. So if they try to destroy your Ensemble by some sort of effect, you could just trigger Almirage. An Almirage, which is now 1200 attack, so it's harder to beat over. This next combo requires a Beryl Canary, and then either a Fractal, a Tenki, or a Foolish Burial. Obviously, Tenki just fetches a Fractal, and Foolish Burial does the same thing of just sending a card to grave. So this is very similar to the last one. It'll end on the same board, but it's just different card combination. And this one also preserves your normal summon. So we'll activate Fractal, send Sparrow, Beryl Canary, bring back Sparrow, and then you just go through the same line from there. Sparrow, search, swallow. Those two will make recital. Recital will search wagtail. Swallow will summon itself in the wagtail, which will fetch the bird call. Make the second recital. Use its effect to search for a warbler. Make an F0 and a Draco Future to protect you from Nib. Activate the bird call. Fetch the canary, special the warbler, warbler to special the swallow, which will make an ensemble robin. That will end with 4 materials on it. Again, you have follow-up. Again, you have the 4 bounces, the additional follow-up, and the monster negate. The only difference here is you don't end with an Almirage, and you get to keep your normal summon. So if you used your normal summon for something already on this turn, and it got, like say you normal summoned a Nerval and they Veilered it or something, you could go into this line. This next one is similar to the first. Just instead of Sparrow, it'll be a Wagtail, and then a Where Art Thou, or a Beryl Canary. So just like the Sparrow combo, you normal Wagtail, you link it off for an Almirage. You activate Beryl, bring back Wagtail, Wagtail to add Bird Call. Then you make Recital Starling, and you search for a Turquoise Warbler. Here's where it differs a bit. You activate the Bird Call here. You search for a Sapphire Swallow. The Bird Call summons out the Turquoise. Turquoise brings back the Wagtail. Overlay those two for a Recital. Recital gets you another search for a Cobalt Sparrow. Now, unfortunately, this one, since your initial Recital did not involve a Cobalt Sparrow, it involved a Wagtail and a Beryl, this combo is more vulnerable to Veiler and Imprim. Also, it's more vulnerable to Nibiru, because at this point here, in the other combo, you would make F0. You cannot do that for this, because you need to control a Winged Beast still, so you have to continue to extend into Nibiru. You activate the Sapphire Swallow in hand, specialing itself and the Sparrow. The Sparrow gets a search for a Canary. Well, for any sort of follow-up, usually Canary's the best. Next, you can go into Ensemble. Doing it this way, if they decide to nib you here, it does lose you the Ensemble from the extra deck, but you do get an extra card back from graveyard into hand. You just have to decide if having more cards in hand or keeping the Ensemble in the extra deck is more worth it. Usually I would say having more cards in hand is better. Then you go into the... And when the Ensemble is summoned, you get to attach the Turquoise. Then you go into the F0 and the Draco Future. So similar end board. The only difference here... Oh, and I forgot to mention when I was doing this, of course you could always do the Recital boost to put Almirage to 1200. Shouldn't really matter usually. Oh, the other thing I forgot to do was Wagtail effect to attach itself. So yeah, similar end board. 4 material Ensemble, Draco Future, 1200 attack Almirage, and Followup. The difference here is you played into hand traps along the way, played into Imprim, Veiler, and Nib. But sometimes you just have to take what you can get with your hands, and this just demonstrates that you can still make a strong end board with many different combinations of cards in this deck. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Comment down below if you'd like to see more combo tutorials like this, I've been considering doing stuff like more combinations of cards, such as these sort of non-standard combo lines here, and also demonstrating how this deck can play through hand traps. As always, please make sure to leave a like, and also subscribe.